Mr. Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that the ultimate currency for human beings isn't Bitcoin, isn't cryptocurrency, isn't gold bars or flashy and fast cars? It's something a lot more valuable that each and every one of us is seeking: happiness. But this elusive happiness, is it something that we have to chase and hunt down? Or is it something that we have to do? Is it something that we have to deliberately practice? Renowned psychologist and philosopher Tal Ben-Shahar says that happiness is unique for each and every one of us. Our own happiness is a subjective experience that has been formed over a lifetime, a journey of experiencing things. Those things have shaped our individual happiness and joy. In other words, what makes me happy might not make you happy. It's each our own experience. What does the Hungarian psychologist Mihai Csikszentmihalyi say about it in his book Flow and the Psychology of Optimal Experience? He says that those who lead a happier life are intentional about attaining mastery over what goes on in their mind and in their conscious thoughts. So you may be saying, Kyle, I just want to be happy like everyone else. And to that, I would say two things. Again, your own happiness and joy is unique. It's like your own flavor. It's based on your own idiosyncratic journey through life. What you like is different from what I like. And secondly, not all smiles mean that someone is happy. You don't know what's really going on behind the scenes. There could be a lot of things that people are contending with. They could be on the brink of collapse. We just don't know. I want to ask a powerful, important question that I want you to meditate on. What brings you joy in your life? For me, one of the answers to that was, well, I love to play board games and games with my family. So knowing that, how can I bring more of that activity into my life? How can I form a happiness habit where it's a continual thing I do? Well, I had to then consider three questions related to time, cost, and ease. So for the time aspect of it, how much time will I commit to this happiness habit? How will I integrate it into my schedule so it's something that we as a family we can enjoy? But then again, it's a trade-off because we can't be playing board games all day. We still have to integrate some of it into our life. In the cost domain, well, board games and card games they're fairly cheap. It's a once-off cost and you get to play them for a few years, you get to have some fun. Not a big financial letdown. But with cost as well, what is the cost of not doing this happiness habit, this thing that I know brings the family joy? What does it cost when you don't do those things? How does it impact our joy in the household, our relationships? What about the lost learning opportunities through playing games? These were costs I really had to consider. On the ease aspect, this happiness habit of playing board games and card games, how easy could I make it? Were our games at arm's reach? I can quickly take them off the shelf and play them, or do I have to get a chair and go to the kitchen and get them off the top shelf? How easy is it to engage in this habit? So it all comes down to happiness. The reason why I share this question and my responses is to try and encourage you to think about your own happiness habits. What are the things that you enjoy doing? How can you integrate that more into your life? I really want to encourage you to do that. And of course, life is not all just a walk in the park. There are challenges, there are obstacles that we have to go through sickness and depression and divorces and broken houses and wars and corruption. There's no shortages of negativity that just wants to pull us down. I call them the distractions of despair that just want to drain us, because there really are so many things. And you may be saying, well, Carl, how can I be focusing on the happy things and the joyous things when I've got so much I'm contending with? Well, it's about remembering to focus on the positive. Be intentional about the things that bring you joy. Set aside the time to do those things you enjoy. If you like hiking, go and hike. Do those things because they bring you joy. It's important. The other thing to consider is those distractions of despair, those things we just really don't want to deal with. Perhaps it's time to set a clear boundary with bright lines. This is when I will deal with that. I will not let it be all-consuming. Set an interface. For example, if you know that news of wars and corruption bugs you, perhaps watch a little bit less CNN and read a book that inspires you. It's like setting those boundaries. Again, it goes back to what Mihai Csikszentmihalyi said in his book about being intentional, where we focus our attention. Are we focusing more on the positives or the negatives? There's another interesting thing about challenges that we get in our life. We can avoid them, or we can use the challenges to help transform us and become stronger through them. We can use challenges that are there to help transform us into a better person. And perhaps we'll be fortunate enough to help inspire others that are going through similar challenges to overcome them. This name keeps getting me. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi says in his book that the ability to persevere despite hardships, obstacles, and setbacks is the most important trait for leading a successful life and a happy life. Please, I encourage you, consider what makes you happy. How can I install those happiness habits? How can I dodge those distractions of despair? Mr. Toastmaster.